What if aging isn't natural, but a problem science is learning how to fix? Right now, researchers are uncovering ways to slow it down, reverse it, and maybe one day stop it entirely. So the real question is, how close are we to living forever? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but scientists around the world are seriously exploring this question. So, let's dive deep into the fascinating science of longevity and see if eternal life is actually within our grasp. First, let's understand why we age. Our bodies are incredible machines, but over time, they start to wear down. This process is called aging or senescence. It's not caused by just one thing, but a combination of factors. Think of it like a car. The more miles you put on it, the more parts start to show their age. One of the biggest culprits behind aging is found right inside our cells in our DNA. At the end of each chromosome, we have these protective caps called telomeres. You can picture them as the plastic tips on your shoelaces. Every time our cells divide, these telomeres get a little shorter. Eventually, they become so short that the cell can no longer divide properly. It either dies or enters a zombie-like state called senescence. These zombie cells hang around, releasing harmful substances that damage nearby healthy cells and cause inflammation, which is a major driver of age-related diseases. So, could we just stop telomeres from shortening? Well, there's an enzyme called telomerase that can rebuild them. It's super active in young cells and in certain types of cancer cells, which is why they can divide uncontrollably. The idea is if we could safely activate telomerase in our normal cells, we might be able to slow down the aging clock. But it's a tricky balance. Too much telomerase activity could potentially increase the risk of cancer. Scientists are working on finding that sweet spot, and it's one of the hottest areas in longevity research. Another key player in the aging game is our mitochondria. These are the tiny powerhouses inside ourselves that convert food into energy. As we get older, our mitochondria become less efficient and produce more harmful byproducts called free radicals. These free radicals are like tiny wrecking balls bouncing around inside our cells and damaging DNA, proteins, and other important structures. This process is known as oxidative stress. It's like cellular rust slowly breaking down our bodies from the inside out. Antioxidants from foods like berries and leafy greens can help fight free radicals, which is why a healthy diet is so important for healthy aging. But what if we could clean up the damage? That's where a process called autophagy comes in. Autophagy is our body's natural recycling program. It breaks down old, damaged cell parts and recycles them into new ones. It's like a cellular spring cleaning. As we age, autophagy slows down, allowing cellular junk to accumulate. Guess what can give your autophagy a boost? Things like fasting and exercise. When your body is in the fasted state, it kicks its recycling system into high gear to find energy, cleaning out the clutter in the process. Now, let's talk about some of the groundbreaking research happening right now. Scientists are studying something called cellular reprogramming. You might have heard of stem cells, which have the amazing ability to become any type of cell in the body. Well, in 2006, a scientist named Shinya Yamanaka discovered he could take adult cells, like skin cells, and turn them back into stem cells by introducing just 4 specific proteins. These are now called Yamanaka factors. What's really exciting is that recent studies have shown that using these factors, not to turn cells all the way back into stem cells, but just to partially reprogram them, can reverse some signs of aging in mice. The mice had improved organ function and lived longer without developing tumors. It's like hitting a reset button on the cell's age. This is still very early stage research and a long way from being used in humans, but it opens up a mind-blowing possibility. We might be able to rejuvenate our tissues at a cellular level. Another area that's getting a lot of attention is senolytics. These are drugs designed to specifically target and destroy those zombie senescent cells we talked about earlier. By clearing out these troublemakers, senolytics could potentially reduce inflammation and slow down the progression of multiple age-related diseases at once. Several clinical trials are underway to test the safety and effectiveness of these drugs in humans for conditions like arthritis and lung disease. If successful, it would be a complete game changer, treating aging itself rather than just its individual symptoms. And we can't talk about longevity without mentioning genetics. Some people just hit the genetic lottery. Scientists are studying superagers and centenarians, people who live to be 100 or older in good health, to find out what makes them so resilient. They've identified certain genes like FOXX03 and APOE that seem to play a role in promoting a long and healthy life. By understanding how these genes work, we might be able to develop therapies that mimic their protective effects for everyone. So, with all this incredible science, will we actually live forever? Probably not. True biological immortality seems unlikely, at least for now. There are always risks like accidents or new diseases, but what is becoming increasingly possible is radically extending our health span, the number of years we live in good health, free from chronic disease. The goal of longevity research isn't just to add more years to our life, but more life to our years. Imagine being 100 years old, but feeling and functioning like you're 50. That's the real prize. Instead of spending the last few decades of life battling illness, we could remain active, vibrant, and engaged with the world. And the great news is you don't have to wait for a miracle drug to start improving your longevity today. The science is clear on what works right now. Regular exercise, a balanced diet rich in whole foods, getting enough quality sleep, and managing stress are the cornerstones of a long, healthy life. These simple lifestyle choices have a powerful impact on all the aging pathways we've discussed, from protecting your telomeres to boosting your mitochondria and autophagy. The future of aging is being rewritten as we speak. We are moving from a world where we simply accept aging as inevitable to one where we see it as a process we can understand and influence. While immortality might remain in the realm of fiction, a future where we live much longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives is looking more and more like scientific fact. What are your thoughts on all this? Do you think we should be trying to extend human life, or are there some things we shouldn't mess with? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the science of longevity,